Thank you for your interest in Missouri Special Education State Performance Plan and Annual Performance Report process. This is the complete list of SPP indicators. This presentation will cover Indicator 6 on early childhood special education educational environments. Indicator 6 includes children ages 3 through 5 who receive services through Early Childhood Special Education, or ECSE. The educational environments tell us where children are spending time during the week and where special education services are provided. The indicator has three parts. A is the percent of children with IEPs who attend a regular early childhood program and receive the majority of their special education services in that regular program. B is the percent of ECSE children who attend a special education classroom or program. C is the percent of children who receive special education services in their home. The data source is student-level data that is reported by school districts to DESE as of December 1 each year. This is the complete list of ECSE educational environments. The ones in green are included in the three parts of Indicator 6 as noted. The ones in blue are included in the denominator of the calculations, meaning that 6A plus 6B plus 6C won't add up to 100%. This slide shows a list of professional development and resources that are related to or would support school districts in providing high-quality early childhood programs and services. You can request additional information on any of these by sending an email to the address at the end of this presentation. This chart shows the percent of children in the three areas for Indicator 6 for the past 5 years. The blue line shows that about 25% of the children in ECSE are attending regular early childhood programs and receiving their special education services in that regular program. The orange line shows that 35 to 40% of the ECSE children attend a special education early childhood program. The gray line shows that a very small percent of ECSE children receive all of their special education services at home. The data for 2020-21 shows some differences from the prior years, probably due to COVID-19. We saw a large decrease in the number of children being served in early childhood special ed because of school closures and families opting to limit exposure. This chart shows the percent of children in the various educational environment categories by disability category. If you look at the gray segments for each disability category, you'll see that there are large differences in the percent of children who are attending special education programs. On this graph, called a scatter plot, each dot represents one school district. The placement of the dot indicates the ECSE child count in the district and the percent of students receiving special education services in a regular early childhood program. The red line represents a possible target for Indicator 6A. Each dot above the red line represents a district that would meet or exceed the target, and each dot below the red line would be a district that would not meet the target. The orange box on the lower left of the graph shows districts that would not meet the target but had a very small child count. The scatter plot gives a visual on the number of districts that would need to increase the number or percent of students in regular programs in order to impact overall results for the state. This chart shows actual data for Indicator 6A for 2017 through 2021 in the blue bars. The proposed target options are represented by the colored lines on the chart. The first option, A, is the orange line that stays flat and increases in 2026. Option B is the gray line that shows an increase through 2026. Option C, the yellow line, is similar to option A but starts to increase sooner. There's a link to a feedback survey at the end of this presentation. Please let us know which of these target options you prefer or use the other option to propose different targets. This scatter plot is similar to the earlier one for 6A, except that we want 6B percents to decrease so that more children are in settings with non-disabled peers. The districts below the red line would meet the target, while those above the red line would not. Again, this gives a sense of how many districts would need to move children from special education programs to regular early childhood programs in order to impact the state data. This shows actual data for indicator 6A or 6B for 2017 through 2021 in the blue bars. The first target option A is the orange line that stays flat until a small decrease in 2026. Option B is a gray line that shows more of a decrease over time. Option C, the yellow line, is between the first two options. Please use the feedback survey to let us know which target option you prefer, or use the other option to propose different targets. Finally, this shows actual data for indicator 6C for 2017 through 2021 in the blue bars. The first target option A is the orange line set at 5%. Option B is a gray line that is also at 5% but drops for the final year. Option C, the yellow line, is set at 8%. We're proposing targets that are obviously higher than the historical data because at the local district level, even one child in the home category could be a relatively high percentage of the children receiving ECSE services. Please use the feedback survey to let us know which target option you prefer, or use the other option to propose different targets. The feedback survey also asks 3 important questions about improvement activities. Please help us identify what's working, what's not working, and what we can do to help improve results for students with disabilities so that the state and local school districts can meet the targets we are setting for the future. We need your feedback. Click on the SurveyMonkey link on this slide or go directly to the survey, or you'll find these indicator recordings and feedback surveys on the SPP APR Stakeholder Information webpage. Questions about this process should be emailed to speddata@desi.mo.gov. Thank you so much for your time and participation.